Does anybody still buy the "it's optional" excuse? It's been tried out so many times, and they never follow it up with a justification as to why anybody should want to pay to skip the grind, as to why your game is so fucking atrocious people don't want to play it. Because that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying when you want to save people time and give them options to skip the grind. You're saying your game is fucking bad. That's not me saying it. That's the director of the game themselves saying that their game is so shit that people will want to pay to not play it.
Oh god, I guess Capcom just totally made a bad game because I grinded for in-game currency. Oh shit, I'm almost maxed out. I have all the moves and everything. Force Edge, Summon Swords. It's nothing that I worked for or played the game for. I guess microtransactions are being shoved down my throat. What about buying items? Can I buy any items with my hard-earned red orbs? Let's try a Vital Star. Wow, this game is terrible. Alright, so I didn't have any intentions of making this video, but I'm going to be concise and try to keep it to the point. So, as usual, Angry Joe once again makes a response of DMC5 having microtransactions. Now, it appears that this situation is exposing two types of people. It's exposing people who probably never played Devil May Cry before. Let's be honest, some of these people are jumping on the bandwagon because their YouTube messiah is calling it out without understanding any previous history of what their messiah said. Remember, Jim Sterling, he damage controlled hard for the reboot. The reboot had a pre-order bonus for harvesting red orbs as DLC. Where was your bitching then, Jim? Where was it? And then there's the secondary breed of people who don't understand how microtransactions were implemented in Devil May Cry games of the past in general, and it didn't affect anything. Case in point, Angry Joe, he's going around inquiring, asking questions, saying, was this in previous Devil May Cry games before? Well, if you played Devil May Cry 4 SE, you would know that, but people are making excuses once again, saying that Devil May Cry 4 SE didn't sell, so it doesn't count, right? Well, SE was a large component of why Devil May Cry 5 is being made, and you would know that if you did your fucking research. You would know this. You would know that microtransactions in Devil May Cry 4 SE are non-intrusive. Your precious messiah, Angry Joe, would know after doing his homework that the game that he put on a pedestal, DMC Devil May Cry, the reboot, also had microtransactions in the original release when you could buy bone skins and weapon skins for Dante. So I find all this complaining to be moot and hypocritical because I want people to keep that same energy when The Last of Us Part 2 comes out and the multiplayer has microtransactions. I want people to keep that same energy when Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out and it has microtransactions. I hate microtransactions as much as the next person, but in these days, it is inevitable for certain games. Unless you're going to boycott every single game that you look forward to, that you really want to buy, that you really would love to get your hands on, but you can't because of microtransactions, then you are literally cucking yourself out of an experience. Once again, I don't have any of these reservations unless it really means something, unless it means something to me to not support a developer. Once again, I don't like Konami. I think Konami is trash. I'm not buying another Konami game, and I stuck to my word. If Shadow of War, once again, I'm going to use that as an example. Shadow of War had microtransactions and loot boxes, I believe, where you couldn't get the single player ending. DMC5 doesn't seem to have anything like this, where you're locked out of an ending, you're locked out of critical content. It's just a bunch of moves that you can buy early, and that's it. DMC4 SE had this, and I didn't buy a single microtransaction for that game. Guess what I did? I just played on Legendary Dark Knights, and I got a bunch of Proud Souls and Orbs, and I managed to get all of my moves in like mission 4, mission 5, I believe. It didn't take me too long because they just give you orbs on that difficulty. So if you can unlock moves during a normal single playthrough, and you get everything with in-game currency, it's not a grind like Fight Money is on Street Fighter V. It's not a grind to get every single move in the game to the point where they force you to get microtransactions. It's not a grind if Matt Walker says that you can get all your moves normally and nothing has changed. Then what are you complaining about? What you're complaining about is superficial. Is superficial as fuck. It doesn't mean anything. It's irrelevant. Complain about practices and pieces of content actually being moved in your game. Complain about things being locked behind paywalls. But no, a lot of gamers tend to be hypocrites. They tend to go on this boycott tirade, and then all of a sudden what happens is they end up buying the game that has microtransactions because they couldn't wait. They were impulsive and they made that buy and they jumped the gun. That's why I don't believe certain people when they say, I'm not getting a game due to microtransactions. Red Dead 2 comes out. Why are you playing it? Why are you playing The Last of Us Part 2? Why are you playing games with V-Bucks like Fortnite? Why are you playing these games if you don't support the practice in general? Vote with your wallet. Don't buy it. If it's in game, don't buy the fucking microtransactions. That's how you show the company that you're not going in that direction. And when they make it so severe that you just can't support that practice, then don't buy Devil May Cry 5. I know people are super iffy about Capcom's history. I was too. Capcom did fuck the gamers over with certain games. They did fuck the gamers over with Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and other games in general. They did fuck people over with On This DLC, and it shows on their record. They fuck people over on Asura's Wrath with the true ending being logged as DLC. No one is discrediting what they did or what they are capable of, but they're not doing anything like that yet with Devil May Cry 5. A lot of people are making outlandish statements, but a lot of information hasn't been officially released on DMC5 in terms of a lot of content regarding missions. We don't know what's cut, what's in, etc. All we know is that yes, we do have 3 playable characters, and we do have online features for Devil May Cry 5. The extent of those features we don't know about, so stop freaking the fuck out. It's just a bunch of moves you could buy early, and that's it. We just live in this age where DLC is the norm, and so is microtransactions, and it's going to be in more AAA releases, for better or for worse. I never bought any DLC or any microtransactions, shark cards in GTA 5. I played GTA 5 online normally without making any purchase of any microtransactions in that game. There are games where it's completely optional and people can choose to buy it or not. I'm not going to hinder my enjoyment due to a knee-jerk reaction without any evidence or information to the contrary. Once again, I think Angry Joe is dumb. I think these people saying that they're not going to buy the game and they turn around and buy it anyway, I think that is very hypocritical, and I think people need to wake up and understand the difference between a severely bad practice where your game is locked behind a paywall versus unlocking everything in the game via in-game currency. Like, holy shit. I don't think I paid for easy fatalities in Mortal Kombat X. I could just memorize the fatality and boom, it's done, right? There's so many examples, there's so many situations that I could bring up where there was microtransactions in a game and I did not touch them at all. So I don't understand the argument of being part of the problem. You know what part of the problem I'm going to be? I'm going to be part of the problem that caters to my interests. I'm going to be part of the problem that buys games because I want to fucking buy games, because I want to fucking support a developer that I care about. And right now, DMC5 is looking pretty good. So if you want to not buy that game, it's your prerogative. You do that, but you're going to be missing out, and I'm going to be playing what the fuck I want. Again, wake me up when this is more pertinent. Wake me up when Capcom decides to lock chapter progression, cutscenes, levels, weapons. Wake me up when Capcom decides to cut half of my game's story in half. Wake me up when this is more important. And then, only then, will I decide to say, yeah, you guys are right, I'll buy this game used. Until then, I'm not gonna complain about pre-order bonuses. Oh my god, I'm not gonna complain about that because every game these days, they literally have pre-order bonuses. I'm not gonna complain about microtransactions because literally every superficial microtransaction like skins, costumes, guns, shit like that, currency to buy moves when you could buy them in game, that shit is irrelevant to me. I mean, if you can still get your hands on it either way, then what is the argument? I want to know if all of this shit is unfounded. When they actually do some shady, grimy shit, when they actually affect gameplay to the point where you have to pay something to unlock a pertinent feature that is not obtainable by in-game currency, then wake me up. Until then, I'm not being fucking woke. I'm not gonna complain. I'm just going to say, if you don't want the game and you don't want to buy it, that's good. I'm not hindering my enjoyment either. We agree to disagree, because until it bothers me, until it bugs me, I'm still buying the game. You're going to live if a bunch of casuals and hardcore gamers are still able to get the moves and in-game currency. You're gonna fucking live, dude. You're gonna live if Last of Us Part 2 puts in some skins and shit like that in the multiplayer and you don't have to buy those. You're going to live. I don't care. You act like Capcom shot your dog or something, you know? Angry Joe, go play more fucking video games. You are a casual fraud. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if you bought this DLC, if you bought the microtransactions, because that's how much of a casual gamer you are. You won't get past a fucking D rank in Devil May Cry 5. I fucking guarantee it. You'll be on easy automatic all the fucking time. You will have your hand held. You didn't even fucking make a rational argument when you were talking about Battlefield 5. You didn't even make a rational argument when you were talking about Kingdom Hearts. You know? Oh shit, you know, I'm Angry Joe. I'm going to skip all of the games in the Kingdom Hearts series and jump into 3 because the story is convoluted and I won't understand anything. So I'm gonna jump into this video game where I have no fucking prior knowledge about anything else in this series to watch it on YouTube. I'm going to complain about Battlefield 5. I'm going to talk about the MAGA hats. I'm going to talk about historical inaccuracy when EA said that the gamers were uneducated and that Battlefield 5 was historically accurate when fucking women were running around with katanas and prosthetics, which is not accurate to World War II. Anyone listening to this dude, anyone who takes Angry Joe at face value, you are an idiot. And I have no cut cards about that. Oh my god. Angry Joe is so dumb. Jim Sterling, so dumb. These dudes, I just can't take them seriously. Angry Joe complained about regenerating health and Resistance 3. He complained because all he does is play games on baby mode. He wants to be babied. Why do people take this dude at face value? Oh my god. I don't know why, but every single time something comes up, I'm just going to laugh at it. See you later.